Lions is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Can't be motivated for that. I don't know what.
Being a multi-year Wallaby.
So the opportunity to come up against the best of the Northern Hemisphere.
I'd say this year with Reds, I've probably taken a little bit more of a leadership role in the group. I love being captained by Tate and Rongers. They've led me for the last 4 or 5 years, which has been awesome, and they've been such great leaders for us at Reds. And for me this year, obviously I've taken a few of my experiences from last year in the Wallaby jersey leading, and I've tried to help out any way I can, and even just around the group. I've probably got have a little bit more voice this year than I had last year, with definitely not wanting to overstate my words at all, but I definitely try to lead from the front every training session and every match I've played, and I'm just really excited to get back out there so I can be back out there helping the boys again.
So the reason why I've got so many deodorant cans is because of who I'm sitting between. If you look closely, I've got 3 of them. Of course, Sarah's not here, but just it always helps. Just sat between these two. So,
Returning from injury, how'd you feel out there?
Good, mate.
Good?
Yeah, it's good. Got a few good whacks on it. So
You have 6 weeks on the sideline?
about 6 weeks, yeah. Little AC. So yeah, it was good to be back. Got a good whack on it early, and yeah,
Felt good.
Yeah, full of confidence, mate.
Shout out to Wello. for
That'll be
getting
you soon,
Shout
mate.
out to Wello for getting you back on the field.
Well, go.
We've been in rehab with Wello and Nigel, 2 of the greats, so we've got him back on the field and look at the AC. Can't even tell which one. Can't wait to do a bit of contact, a few line-outs for the first time, so excited. 5 weeks in rehab and can actually do something for the boys for once. Will be a nice change and make it all worth it. I definitely want to keep working on my core roles, I guess around the line-out, the maul, and real set-piece sort of role, because I know that's so important for us at Reds and for my development to continue to go strength for strength in rugby. And for us at Reds, we've got a really good attacking maul, and that's something we pride ourselves on, scoring more tries when the team needs us. As a forward pack, will step up. So that's something this year, I know every training and every match we're making sure to focus on, and obviously at our line out attack and defence is to really strengthen it up and just keep improving day to day with it. The one thing about our set piece this year at Reds, it's been good enough to win us some games late, and that's when it gets to the finals time, we're going to have to keep that up.
Yeah, it was good. It's obviously a lighter session for the boys, but for me to be able to some running in, just be out there catching the ball with them was nice, and then a bit of contact there, using it as what you have to use in the game. Felt good. First tick before a couple more ticks this week after the last 5 weeks, so felt really good doing that. Can't wait.
Yeah, I suppose this season work on for me sort of throughout my career sort of just been trying to be more consistent week to week basis. Obviously coming off a reasonably successful again here at the Brumbies last year. Again, just trying to piece together more positive moments for the team.
Kevin Hart here, everyone. Just got a bad set of ears.
I've never seen you strap your ear on a Monday.
The entire time that I've been here at the Brumbies, I suppose the cohesion of the group's a pretty big one. A lot of guys coming from, here, there and everywhere around Australia, even a couple of guys from overseas. So bringing the best of those sort of boys and sort of coming together and becoming really close.
This is the naughty corner over here. Yeah, look at this.
Tried to separate Nos and Ryan, but they kicked up a bit of a stink. They've never known anything other than each other.
That's crazy.
I've never seen these two young fellas out early. All of a sudden.
See the camera,
Yep.
Mic'd up or?
No. And then?
Don't worry about me, man.
Don't worry about me. That's crazy.
Just being able to play with confidence and freedom, understanding what I can bring to this team, but also understanding, the fine line that I've got to sort of tread, and guys like Slips and Al, it's quick to let you know them when you've got to reel it in and play a little bit more conservative or understand what the game needs. So having guys like that who are really senior around you sort of helps, but at the same time I let them know they're not there to celebrate tries, I let them know, hey boys, you got to get in and make sure, because the two of them fellas played some football in their time, so make sure to keep them young.
On the wrong cone.
Yeah, I feel time.
If you're to look at the whole of the test calendar for 2025, you're going to be looking quite far ahead, right? From July all the way through to the end of November. But the Lions tour being, once every 12 years, if your career might not just fall at that point in time. So the opportunity to come up against the best of the Northern Hemisphere and come down under and to get to play us in our own backyard, really, really exciting. And then plenty of exciting football after that. But yeah, as I said, it's probably one of those things that you probably don't realise how special it'll be until it sort of rolls past or crosses your plate. So yeah, really looking forward to that opportunity.
Okay, before we go, can I please get in...
A little bit of pec rehab, bit of gym, yeah, getting ready for the week and prepping for the Lions. Yeah, so just off to Trinity College. Love my time there. I was in there for a short period, but yeah, love my time there. Extremely grateful. The Western Force actually invited me to train with their top squad for the last couple of weeks of their Super Rugby season, and what we thought was going to be the last couple of weeks of Super Rugby for them forever. So yeah, it was really cool to for them to let me train with the Force full time. I love that not much has changed, eh? I love my time. It was so good.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, that's sick. Hey, my boy. It's all right. You all right? What's doing?
Okay.
Growing the game here, going to schools, for them to see someone that's been through the system, gone to their school, and now playing for the Wallabies and playing for the Western Force. I think that's super important to actually be able to see it. When I was growing up, I had guys like Ken Kateka, Richard Hardwick, those guys who'd been through the whole pathway system, played state 18s, then played Australian schoolboys, and for them to actually be able to see that, I think actually can be really valuable for them. And it's good for me as well. I love doing that stuff, and yeah, it's my roots, right? It's really important to be in touch with that. Yeah, the boys. Appreciate you. Hey, to be fair, I got you out of 6 periods, so you're welcome. You should be thanking me. You're welcome. Out of 6 periods.
I think we're really lucky that with the boys that have come over from the east, they've bought into Perth being their chosen home. It means a lot because our fans are dedicated.
West is best. West is zest.
West is zest.
I tell you what, this place is awesome. Like in terms of like, come from a small country town to then, moving over here and like having that balance of living in Sydney as well. It's a good balance of city, country kind of vibes, and being out here and having not a billion people at the beach when it's a good day is awesome. And I just love the vibe of the city and the fans, and everyone here is just mad, but like the boys always, I suppose, around each other because we're all not from here, so it's good to have a crew and always have people to be with.
Best thing about the West is that it's peak hour traffic, and it took us less than 10 to get here, and I couldn't tell you how many kilometres it is away.
Yeah.
And we have a sunset. We got parking straight away. Not many people around. It's beautiful conditions. And great company as well.
I think the best thing about, for me personally, it's a big thing for me during the week, especially on game week, is I always try to make 2 to 3 days where I come down and come to the beach and watch the sunset and really relax and read a book. And I think that having that kind of space as an athlete's really good to have, where you just kick back and do what you want. And at a bonus, you've got a sunset, world-class sunset in front of you as well, which is pretty cool. And I think, as I said, have that third space where, rugby's pretty hectic, but to also wind down. And, when my partner moves over here too, have her there and just kick back is pretty awesome.
Some fresh boots, get through the end of the season. It's not on. Oh, the camera is on, but he can't hear anything. He can't hear anything.
I was like, you never asked me, can I go? That was the weirdest thing, because you're being filmed.
It's great to be home at the Waratahs, home in Sydney. Grew up here. My friends and my family, for the most part, are here, and
I've loved my time away and I've had some fantastic experiences, but the opportunity to come home, firstly to home, to where I grew up, but secondly to the club I grew up supporting, and the club where I made my Super Rugby debut. And I think about a lot of my closest friendships that I have now, they were made here in particularly the early days. So, it's very, very special to be back here and, sort of at the back end of my career.
That's what you get.
Definitely a few more grey hairs since I left, but look, it's a pretty cool young squad. You've got people like Max Jorgensen, Joseph Suwali, Belly. There's so many guys coming through, and I think as an older guy, you have heaps of responsibilities around that. But I think the first one is just to keep challenging those guys. I think there's not a doubt in my mind that Jorgo is going to play 100 tests for the Wallabies, and Belly 100 tests for the Wallabies, and hopefully Joseph the same. And the challenge for us and people like myself and Jake and Sinks, Porky, is to make sure that those guys, when the time comes for them in sort of 20 or 30 test time, that they're ready to go. And not that we have any extra wisdom that we can pass on to them, but we can certainly help them.
Let's go tackle the Ferrari. Oh, that's easy. Look at the shape. Look at the hips. Look at the hips.
That was close. I sort of need you like that.
Yeah, I got a little bit shaky. Got the neck tape on the front. Later! Hey, we need some tape for Sue's ankle.
Yeah, rip me out. Last one goes.
What the hustle there?
Nice, Andrew.
One more?
The Lions is a once-in-a-career opportunity, so if you can't be motivated for that, I don't know what can motivate you. If the opportunity arises, then look, I'm ready to absolutely get stuck into it.
Countdown well and truly
starting from the west, going to the east.
There's nothing like it in Test rugby.
In fact, it is once in a career for most players.
Whoever wins the first test, the other side gets all the pressure. I reckon the Australian public understand fully what's on our way.